For all of you who use or consume ingredients without animal products, vegan rolls with spinach and ajvar in ready-made crusts. And for the filling, I used Russian salad, cheese, mushrooms, and vegan mayonnaise. To prepare these fantastic rolls, we first make a spread with which we will spread the crusts. We need 300 grams of all-purpose flour, that's 16 tablespoons if you don't have a scale, 10 grams of baking powder, and half a teaspoon of salt. You can add more if you like it salty. I'll combine it now with a whisk. Then pour in 200 milliliters of oil and 500 milliliters of any mineral sparkling water. And now I mix it all to combine the flour with the oil and water. The whole mixture, when mixed, looks like this. Then divide the mixture into 2 equal parts. You can measure it, or you don't have to. If you measure, each part has about 485 grams. In this first part, I'm adding 3 to 4 briquettes of spinach. You can also put blanched spinach, then chopped. And now I will add a little more salt there. Then I mix it all together. That would be it for the first mixture. In this second mixture, I add 3 to 4 tablespoons of ajvar. Since my ajvar is a little saltier, I won't add salt. You are free to do so. And now I'll combine that too. Instead of ajvar, you can add hunter's salad if you don't have it. Just puree it. And you can also add red ground paprika. We need 500 grams of thin crusts. For pies and baklava, I have 16 crusts here. And I divide them into 2 parts. Each part has 8 crusts. Wrap one part like this and put it in a bag. Because if you don't do this, it will dry out and you can throw it away. Now we'll work with these first crusts. Put parchment paper in a large baking sheet and previously grease it with a little oil. Turn on the oven immediately to heat to 200 degrees Celsius, because now all this goes quickly. Put the first crust like this. Then put a little of this filling. You put 2 to 3 tablespoons. I have this small ladle, so it's easy for me to do everything with it. And now you spread it like this. Don't put too much on the first layer, so it doesn't come through to the bottom. Later, you'll easily spread the rest if you have a lot of this filling on the inner layers. Here's the last crust, and write on it from above what's left. Well, spread all these edges like this so there are no dry parts. And now when you're done with this, you can sprinkle some seeds on top. I'll do it with chia seeds. To get a little color and pattern, I'm gonna cut it to make it look a little nicer. You can also do this with poppy seeds and flaxseed. My oven has heated up and I'm taking it to bake immediately. If you have 2 baking sheets, do the other part while the first is baking. If you don't, you have to wait. Now I repeat the same thing with this other part. I put a little filling and spread it with a brush. It's best for me when I make this part with spinach with that spinach puree. And then it spreads nicely and everything is even for me. Although this isn't bad either. It will do. If you have an immersion blender, you can freely mix this whole mixture. Then everything will be even for you. and some people like it with these pieces. Now, it all depends on taste and how easy it is for someone to do some things. I have to be very careful now when I put this part. I get more crust and less filling since the spinach is chopped. That I don't estimate it well, so be careful. And again, of course, soak everything well. It mustn't have dry parts or it all breaks apart and ends up looking like nothing. And of course, we don't want that, especially when making a vegan appetizer, since it's always made with intention. It always somehow goes in front of guests. And when we put it in front of guests, always the most beautiful. Here I am, spreading the last one. I had to thin it a little in the middle to have enough for everything. And that's it. Now I'll just sprinkle everything with sesame seeds, but first, let me find it. Where did I leave you? And while I was doing this first crust was almost baked. Just to take a look. Maybe another 5 minutes. I'll just leave this to stand for a while, for these layers to absorb. We take it out of the oven when it's baked, after about 25 to 30 minutes. And now we turn it over. It's a little hot, but you can do it. And now we move everything to the side like this. Wet a cloth. I don't need to say clean, right? And now transfer it. Transfer it like this. Tap it a little. And now transfer one end like this. Then roll it all together. The cloth must be well moistened so that this soaks nicely and doesn't crack. When rolling, leave it to cool like this. Now completely the same with the other part. I baked this one a little more quickly, so I have to soak it a little like this. A layer came off. And now I roll it all together. I'm leaving this one to cool too. While the rolls are cooling, I'll prepare the first filling. Here I have 200 grams of vegan cheese, which I will grate. But not on this big one, on the small one. I'll grate it on this fine one. I'll add marinated mushrooms here. That's one of those cans. A little bigger, since they were quite large, and you see how beautiful they are. Light, they were quite large, and I blended them a little. It all combines better for me when they are smaller. I will now add... Where are they? Someone took them. God forbid. I will now add vegan mayonnaise here. I add mayonnaise approximately 100 to 150 milliliters. It's important that everything is thick for us. I'll salt it a little. And now combine everything. You can also add sweet corn here. It's also very nice. That's it for the first filling. As for the second filling, I grate cheese again, but 100 grams. I cooked 400 grams of this mixture for Russian salad. And I'll add that. I did that first. I cooked it and left it to cool. While I do all this, it cools down. I recommend that you do that first. We'll salt everything a little. And add vegan mayonnaise. I'm mixing everything now. Add mayonnaise little by little because the whole mixture should remain thick so that it can be spread nicely. I used 300 grams of mayonnaise for both fillings. And the second filling is ready. I put foil, then I transferred this roll with ajvar first. I'll put this mushroom filling on it. Now I roll first these like this, then slowly all together. You connect it so that there is no air between them. And don't squeeze hard. Wrap everything nicely in foil like this. Squeeze these ends. Transfer it to a plate and take it to the refrigerator. Put it in foil again. We unwrap the other crust. Then we apply this whole filling to it. We'll call it Russian salad. Again, roll everything together. Take this one to cool as well. Once the rolls have cooled, I'll show you what they look like. Now we'll cut this first one in the middle so you can see the cross section. Here's what it looks like. And now I'll do the same with the other one. Look how fine and perfect they are.